Greg. If every pork chop were perfect.
We wouldn't have hot dogs.
That's right. Yeah, this was a laser light cannon. And, well, we've got more introductions of certain things that are going to come along the way.
And it was our first time getting to see Steven's actual family.
Yeah, his actual dad, Greg Universe, who doesn't live with the gems. They don't explain. They don't go into detail as to why that is. But we know that.
But it could be because they said you should stay away from anything magic because it could be dangerous.
That is true. That is true. So he lives in a van right next to his car wash where he works and gets money.
Which is kind of sad.
Yeah, we'll get to know Greg more because he's still a first timer. I'm not. Anyway, so this thing
makes me feel weird because my name's Greg.
Anyway, so it starts with there's like this giant Death Star thing in the sky called a Red Eye, and we don't know what it's doing.
You move a little into frame.
Oh, did I?
You're a bit out of frame. Yeah.
Maybe. Okay. Well.
Anyway.
But that stuff is not important anyway. Yeah. Red Eye. We don't know what it's doing there, but according to Pearl, she assumes that
it's pretty much going to destroy the city and pretty much the Earth because it's like an Earth-killing meteor or something. Yeah. Except magic.
Well, I won't talk about the Red Eye, but I know more about it than he does. So anyway, they're trying to figure out how to destroy it. The
first idea is it has to be a light cannon, i.e., the title.
Yeah, it has to be Rose's light cannon, but
because there's only one on the planet, and
one that belonged to her in particular. Yep. But they don't know where it is. Steven assumes that his dad may have it, but they don't want to like.
The gems are like. Yeah, knowing Greg, it's probably at the bottom of the ocean, destroyed or sold at an art auction or something.
They think that his dad is kind of a lazy guy who probably sold it for money or whatnot.
They pretty much consider him a bum. They
don't like him. They have their reasons, but for now they just don't like him.
Yeah.
So for now
the second option is
to toss amethyst to the
repeatedly, like yours. Yeah. And you can guess it doesn't do anything.
No. So Steven decides to go to his dad anyway,
and he does kind of look like a bum,
but a nice bum.
Yeah, he's a nice guy, but
Greg's a nice guy.
Yeah.
So they go to the storage unit where he keeps
dealt a bad hand.
It is true. They go to the storage unit where he keeps all of his junk. It's basically just a bunch of boxes.
Yep. Which makes you think, next time on Hoarders, you'd think the guy would sell a couple of things.
Well, they'll go into this more, but I think he basically doesn't. I think he can't let go of certain things, or maybe he's just lazy and just doesn't.
Yeah, he's lazy. He's nostalgic or something. But, dude, you're living in a van. You have a storage unit full of crap.
He's living in a van down by the river, down by the ocean, even.
You have a storage unit full of crap.
He needs to be visited by the Chris Farley motivational guy, or else he'll be he's literally living in a van down by not the river but the ocean.
So. Yeah. So I doubt that car wash is doing as good as it should for him to be living.
Anyway,
no offense, but
so Steven goes into the storage unit. It's kind of like to him it's a dad museum, and he's just kind of going into it like it's a cave.
Yep, there's golf clubs. There's a fucking shirt cannon.
A t-shirt cannon.
Sorry, I'll bleep that.
That's fine.
And we finally get a picture of what his mom looks like.
And
his mom's name
according to Greg, Rose Quartz. According to his dad, we get very little answers of who Rose was, but mostly it's just how they met.
We get to see what she looks like, that she gave up her physical form to bring Steven into the universe, which kind of goes into some anatomy stuff in terms of the crystal gems themselves, and
whether or not they can't have kids, and if they do, then they have to.
Yeah, unless it's to create other gems instead of hybrids, but they're probably going to get more into that later on, and he knows that they probably will.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, according to Greg, they met via a concert he was putting out, and nobody showed up except for her because she found something.
Is also sad.
She found something in him, and that's not sad. I mean, it ended well.
Yeah, it was.
She found something she really liked in him, and it was so much to the point where she was so in love with the guy, she dedicated the light cannon's access by using one of his statements about the pork chops and the hot dogs.
She kind of made the password or whatever to the light cannon one of his little personal quotes, which is,
if every pork chop were perfect,
we wouldn't have hot dogs.
We wouldn't have hot dogs. Which can be true. Unless you get turkey hot dogs, then it's kind of pointless.
Because I doubt that every hot dog has pork. But nevertheless.
So yeah, they have to drag the cannon
all the way back to the beach.
They put it on a radio flyer, a red wagon.
A red wagon that the bottom breaks off, so it just shakes while they're driving in the van.
And he cheers him up by playing since Greg used to be a rock and roll singer before he became a owner of a car wash. I guess
Steven plays one of his old CDs that he found in the storage unit with
his unsold CDs of this song called "Let Me Drive My Van Into Your Heart," which is
it is pretty cute, and it kind of does give us a bit more about his character. I think not too smart, not tall, not.
But I also think this is kind of me, but I kind of like to think he wrote that for Rose.
Yeah, I could imagine that. I can kind of see it, but I could also see that's maybe the song that kind of got her to see him for who he is.
Yeah, that's another thing. Maybe he was singing it when she met him. That's another theory. I didn't even think of that. So yeah, they don't know how to activate it until he again states the pork chop thing.
It's the end. It's almost the end of the world, and Amethyst says, "Just throw me again. I think I'm cracking it."
Yeah, because God knows how many times they tossed her into that thing.
I kind of doubt it. You're not doing anything.
But yeah, they get the thing cracked, and the animation when the cannon goes off is beautiful.
Yeah, it is simply amazing, and
so is the music too.
If you pay close attention to the bright silhouette, I don't think silhouette's the right term, but it's kind of like a reverse silhouette where it's pure light cannon, but it looks just like Rose from the picture, and the animation, the work that went into that is just beautiful.
It is really beautiful.
And even towards the end, when the blast destroys the red eye, Greg says Rose and just wipes a tear away because he saw his ex-wife, and it is
not
just
ex, because that ex would mean divorce. It mean more like his late wife.
Yeah, his late wife.
Maybe they weren't married. I don't know.
Yeah, but
so yeah,
it was beautiful, and even though it still destroyed half of the sea, half of the beach.
The red eye did some damage, but
it did plenty of damage. They didn't say, well, you saved all of. Yeah, no, you saved most of it.
Yeah, well, I mean, the red eye did some damage, but when it was destroyed, it still caused damage.
It was close enough to destroy a few people's lives.
Well, I don't think people were harmed. I don't think the show was cruel enough to kill people off. But it did, it did destroy some cars and some.
Yeah, but in reality, if it was that bloody close, there might have been some casualties. Someone might have been missing a leg or something. I might be a bit mean in terms of that, but
I know.
I'm thinking realistic.
But it's a cartoon.
Yeah,
it's not in that term of realism.
I know.
That's
but
fine.
Still, it's kind of my morbid way of thinking. I don't even like to think it that way, but still.
I don't know if there's anything else to talk about other than the fact that we know who Rose Quartz is and and we're gonna get more answers about who she was as a gem and who she was to Greg and Steven later on in the show. So we can talk more about that when
we get into that.
When we get into that.
I look forward to seeing that.
Mm-hmm.
This is so far a beautifully made and well put together show.
And Steven's really likable. He's a really likable kid.
I'm not gonna lie, he is a likable.
I want to hug him. I really do. That's how likable he is.
The gems are fun characters.
Yeah, they are.
So yeah, until next time. I'm Ty Guy, and this is Roberto
Espinosa.
And thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go get a cheeseburger.
And fry bits.